So as I'm taking everything out, so that way I can get back to this. This is, yeah, that big hole that I cut out. All that rust, chlorine, pool chemicals. Yeah, don't you just want to go swimming in a swimming pool with chemicals in the water that does this to metal? Yeah, so decisions. So yeah, primarily, as you can see, this, need to get the rest of that up. Getting ready to go around the other side and show you some more over here. Oh, there's my shells that I pulled out. You know, I cut these legs off because I'm going sideways in the van. So they're the wheel well boxes are there. So they rest on top of the wheel well boxes. And then this leg that came off here was just too rusted, so that's why I cut this one off. But we left this one on. It still is, well, it's rusty. It still is in pretty good condition. So those are the racks. So we'll, of course, get them out, tend to them, get the rest of all that rust on it sanded down and repainted. But I'm kind of glad, you know, I'm a newbie at this. This isn't my speciality, my profession, but it's always good to know this stuff. As I'm grinding it and the wheel brush. Oh, this monster. I don't know if you guys remember when I first started, but these wires were almost touching this outside. And that's how much I've wore down that wire doing this. But as you're pushing it down on these pits, all these pits and valleys, they look like maybe a BB gun or something in it, but they're called pits, where the rust just eats a pit out of it. Well, as I got the wire brush and I'm pushing down on these pits to get at the bottom of it, this happens. That friction is so hot at those high RPMs on the grinder that it puts more holes. Which is, you know, at first, when you first think about it, you think, God bless America, I don't want more holes, I'm trying to stop holes. But if we didn't do that, as soon as we covered it up, it's gonna trap everything and it'll start coming from the backside. And it's just, rust is just like cancer. It's gonna spread and spread and spread. The tiniest little bit, you miss one little tiny bit and it's just, you're gonna be back to square one. So I was wanting to point out, you know, I did most of this today and this was 3 days ago. So take a good look at that. Today, 3 days ago. This was looking nice and shiny 3 days ago. And now over the course of 3 days, see how it comes back and how fast it comes back? Especially if you don't encapsulate it. So, yeah.
Well, that was different.
Yep, lousy,
But different.
I wonder where they took him.
Well, wherever it is, I'll bet it's more fun than here. Now that was hilarious.
Yes, it was really funny.
You suppose they meant it to be?
But like I was telling you guys before, I'd like that sheet of diamond plate to come sit right on top of here, cut the diamond plate that goes all around these edges, but I want it to come out this way, right here where these bolts are. Remove these bolts, definitely removing these 2 bolts. I don't know how, but we're gonna try. And then lay that sheet of diamond plate right on top of it. I'm gonna need one more piece of wood of this. I thought it was 5/8. It's actually 3/4 inch wood. So get one more 3/4 inch, which will raise it up right here, and then that diamond plate will come on top of that next sheet and then come straight down to hide and protect all that wood. So this piece here will have to go, but the diamond plate, well, this piece won't go. The piece will just be cut right about here. Well, right along the top of this. Yeah, right along the top of this is where this piece of wood would be cut. And then that diamond plate will come sit right on top of this, right on top of this metal, come out, and then bend straight down. And of course it'll have to, you can tell this valley. I might have to recontemplate that because of my gap between this and this. But when I close it, it looks, there's room. There's definitely room there. Definitely room there to add another piece of wood, another sheet of wood. Cut this guy right along here. Then that way my diamond plate will come all the way over and then bend and go straight down. I like that plan. I like that plan a lot. Now this is actually pretty sturdy. It don't look that sturdy, but it's taken a lot of effort to move this thing. But this is real sturdy. That's sturdy. That's real sturdy. All of this is real sturdy for the diamond plate to rest on. So I want that whole sheet of diamond plate metal. And that's my vision, folks.
We got our money's worth tonight.
But we paid nothing.
That's what we got.
How do they do it?
How do we watch it?
Why do we watch it?
Why do you watch it? I wouldn't mind this show if they just got rid of one thing.
What's that?
Me?
So yeah, just found out my dad sent with my sister. I don't know where my dad gets this stuff at, but man, I sure can use this bad boy. And then not only that, but looky. I was just saying I needed some more hinges for all my doors and cabinets. And you can see they're all used. Repurpose. I mean, that's probably $50, maybe $100 worth of $50 worth of hinges. Awesome. Freaking awesome. Gotta love it when somebody's looking out for you. Alright, thanks, Pops. So, yeah. This is overnight, folks. Down here in lower Alabama. Humidity just north of Orange Beach, Alabama. And, look at this. That new surface rust was not there when the sun set last night. Was not there. So this morning, it's lunchtime now. I come out here to tackle, all that crap back there. And, where in the F is that coming from? F meaning fudge, of course. Where in the fudge is that rust coming from? You would think, being a 42-year-old man and being around the block a few times and knowing kind of how water accumulates and it's got to be accumulating on the roof and then dripping down there. Today's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, YouTube. And I suspect once I get all the insulation and all the holes plugged up and it's sealed in to where no humid air from outside can get inside, it won't collect. That has to be the only possible logical explanation to that giddy up. But, that's frustrating. My stomach is growling. I haven't eaten nothing. But that rest is frustrating. And, I guess let me get back at it. Stop my belly aching.
I love tonight's show.
Really?
Of course not. Just wanted to see if I could say it.
Well, shall we call it a night?
Might as well. Certainly wouldn't call it a show. I wonder if anybody watches this show besides us. Besides me.
I gotta get out of this van and stretch my back.
I love good gypsy music.
So?
So I wish they'd play some.
Yeah, you never know when something funny is gonna happen on this show.
Did something funny happen?
Yeah.
You'd never know it.
Here! Catch!
Waste of time. Nothing will save this show.
And we got a redneck attire on. Dressed for the job. Armor protection.
2. A 1, 2, 3, 4. People say I'm no good, crazy as a loon. 'Cause I get stoned in the morning, I get drunk in the afternoon. Kinda like more blue tick hound, I like to lay around in the shade. I ain't got no money, but I damn sure got it made. 'Cause I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, you just leave this long-haired country boy alone. Preacher man talking on TV, putting down a rock and roll. Wants me to send a donation, 'cause he's worried about my soul. Said Jesus walked on the water, and I know that it's true. But sometimes I think that preacher man like to do a little walking too. But I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, you just leave this long-haired country boy alone. A poor girl wants to marry, a rich girl wants to flirt. A rich man goes to college and a poor man goes to work. Drunkard wants another drink of wine, and the politician wants a vote. I don't want much of nothing at all, but I will take another toll. But I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. You don't like the way I'm living, you just leave this long-haired country boy alone.
Okay, last of the updates. Started tackling the sides. I don't know if I got that in an earlier video. Then we started tackling the roof, and oh my gosh, that is hell on the shoulders and arms. Upper pectoral areas, if you're not used to holding your arms up above your head, then yeah, it's no freaking fun. It hurts like hello. And back, the wire wheel, I now annihilated it. How in the hell do you say annihilate? Annihilated. You guys know what I mean. I used it till there was no more using it left. So need to get another one of those. So much for a zero budget. Anyhow, you plan for a zero budget and deal with it. But yeah, if you don't get that protective coating on there as soon as possible, the rust just starts coming back and coming back and coming back. And I think that's a week, 2 weeks. Maybe 2 weeks. And it comes back. But yeah, we you know, I debated doing it in steps. Like, for example, just do the wheel well. As soon as I got it all sanded down nice and shiny, do it, repair it, fix it, then move on to the next section, fix it, sand it down, repair it, then move on to the next section. And my only complaint about that is the overspray. As I am painting and spraying different stuff in here, it's gonna float. And I don't necessarily want my rust converter, once I start it, to float over and get on my freshly finished project. So I need to prevent that from happening. I mean, a lot of people would just go get paper. The professionals would just get paper and tape off their sections, so that way that overspray wouldn't happen. But paper and tape cost money. So to keep my costs down, I decided to do it this way and do the whole thing in steps and stages. So it means I'm going to have to sand this down 2 or 3 times. I can see it now. But now that I got most of the heavy duty stuff off, I should be, it'll be real easy to get the surface rust off and then spray the rust oxide converter on it. So, yeah, I went to Wally World yesterday, also known as Walmart. Should have got another wire brush, or wire wheel, but I thought that it was going to last me enough. But I thought it was going to last a long time, so we got some filler, Rust-Oleum filler primer. This is going to be specifically used for my cabinet and metal shelves. We got 2 cans of that. We'll see how far that gets us. I don't think it's going to be enough, but good start. Then for the bed, Rust Reformer. Instantly converts rust to a protective paintable surface. So once I go over that bed one more time with a wire brush to get the surface off, pressure wash it, this will go on. So I got 2 cans of that. I'm going to use this pretty much exclusively for the bed. Just the bed, because that's the worst part. So 2 cans of that for the bed. Might be enough, might not be enough. We'll see. Then I got some Rust-Oleum leak seal flexible rubber coating. Works on car moldings, radiator hoses, oil pans, great differentials, cooling systems, PVC gutters, roofing, and more. Why I got this was with my me being so overwhelmed with the interior rust, I had totally forgotten about this rust on the roof. Along our drain gutter, we have, we have the rust. It's not bad. It's very minor. And it's all the way around the whole gutter system. So now I did get some of that black. My sister had a Camaro, an '82 Camaro, and the T-tops was rusting. So I had about 3 years ago. I had this bottle of rust converter left that I put on back here, and you can see how it's a little black, but didn't get it all. So we'll come back and redo that all the way around. The driver's side really is not as bad. Well, passenger side is worse than the driver's side, but it's not that bad up there. So I got the flexible rubber coating to go up on the roof. If I have any of this stuff left, I think I'm going to give it one coat on the roof of the rust reformer. And then I'm going to hit it with the Flex Seal, so it'll go in all those cracks and crevices where that mold is up there. And then that's going to seal up the roof. And then I'll go over, once all of this is applied, the final touch is Rust-Oleum Automotive Enamel White Paint. And I got 1, 2, 3, 3 cans of the white Rust-Oleum. Then we got some small can of fiberglass resin jelly. I think I'm going to need another tub of this. This is $13 for the tub. Fiberglass cloth. This is 8 foot squared, so 8 foot by 8 foot. You know, this thing laid out could cover practically the whole back of the van. Literally. You unfold this and it'll cover the whole back of the van. So I think I got enough fiberglass cloth, but I don't think I got enough resin. And it comes with its own hardener in the cap. And amazingly enough, a rubber glove, set of rubber gloves. And we got the Bondo to apply the Bondo resin. And last but not least, some Rust-Oleum Automotive Masking Tape. I'm going to try and repurpose this as much as the stickiness will allow me to. For paper, I'm just going to use loose newspaper. I'm not going to buy in paintable freaking paper. I'm just going to paint and throw away when there's so much loose newspaper and junk mail that you get in the mailbox that I can use for paint paper. So, $6 a can. You do the math. So what's that? 8 cans times 6, 54. Right at about $100. So, yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be a complete zero budget, but if I plan for a zero budget, then I'm going to keep on trying to evade the pocketbook as much as I possibly can. And the vacuum, the shop vac, finally bit the dust, so I wasn't able to vacuum up, but you can see those wire bristles from where I was doing the ceiling. All these wire bristles fall down, and all of the rust and paint that I'm getting off the roof also falls down. So you got to be sure to vacuum all of that up. You know, all this stuff I didn't know. I'm learning it as I go. So man, oh man, I'm happy with the progress. Although it's overwhelming, I am definitely happy with the progress, how far I've came from when I started, and how discouraged I was. And it's a very, very slow progress for someone with a zero budget. Let me tell you what, definitely slow progress, but it's coming along. So now I'm back at a standstill. You know, I started using the grinding wheel on the ceiling once that wire brush, but that wire brush just works so much better. So I think I'm gonna stop until I get another wire wheel for the Makita. Get the rest of this stuff off the ceiling. I missed a spot back there in that corner. But yeah, get another wire wheel and then finish getting the rest of this rust off, and hopefully we can get that before the weekend's out. I'd really, really like to get moving forward with the actual building of the camper build and get away from this restoration. But yeah, so there you have it, folks. The long and tedious process. Oh, something else I noticed inside here. Look how rusty it is in there. Crap. You know, that stuff is going to, look at all that nastiness. All that stuff is going to eventually come poking its head through right down here. You can see it starting to bubble up right there where it's starting to eat through. This one looks good, but the driver, look at this. You know, it's got some weird thick, it's almost like a bed liner cover, the thick coating that they put on there, but as I rub my finger across that, I can hear the rust crunching underneath that paint. But you know what? I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not going to fix nothing unless it's broke. If I can't see it, then it's staying that way until it does show its ugly head, and then I'll worry about it then. I'm just going to continue focusing on what's the obvious. Because, gosh, I can't keep pouring money into this thing. It's got the whole intention of it is for it to make me money, to get me to a position where I can make money. Being stuck out here in the middle of nowhere limits to how much money you can make. I did notice this right here too. It's starting to go south, so I gotta address that. But yeah, update, folks. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up, do another vid. So until next time, you guys have a wonderful one, because good Lord, it's freaking cold down here. I am layered. I got a fleece shirt. I mean layered.
That was weird.
I'll tell the world.
Go ahead.
That was weird. Weird. Well, see you next time.
Yeah, unless I get lucky and break a leg.
All right, Frog, we watched the show.
Yeah, unlock the doors.
1, 2, 1.